Apple Configurator 2 is a macOS application that allows for configuration with iOS 9 devices and up. You would need a MacBook computer to use Apple Configurator 2. This will allow administrators to mass enroll and supervise the devices using this application. With Apple Configurator, the devices need to be physically connected to the Mac computer in order to be communicated with. The only negative thing about using Apple Configurator, if you'd like to do a mass enrollment, you have to plug each and every device in one by one into the MacBook, which can be very time consuming. What we will cover is navigating on your mobile guardian to the iOS configurator option. Open Apple Configurator 2 and plugging in your device via USB, enrolling your device using Apple Configurator, and enrollment completion on the device. Navigating to the iOS configuration on your mobile guardian dashboard, all you have to do is click on Devices. Once in Devices, you click on Add New School Device. You'll get the tab for iOS, iOS Configurator, Android, macOS, and Chromebook. You click on the iOS Configurator tab, and then you copy the hyperlink in blue, which you will use later on Apple Configurator to set up the device that you need to install. Once you copied the link from the Mobile Guardian dashboard on your Mac OS device, you click on the Apple Configurator application. The Apple Configuration application should open up within a few seconds. And once it's opened up, you can insert the cable into your iPad and the other end, of course, into your macOS. On the iPad, there might be a pop-up screen that will ask you to trust the device. You can click on trust and then your device will appear on Apple Configurator within seconds. Once you open up Apple Configurator and you've inserted the iPad to the macOS via USB cable and also copied the URL previously that you copied from the Mobile Guardian dashboard, all you have to do is click on the device and in the top right corner click on Prepare. So a pop-up box will then appear which will give you the option to prepare with. So we normally select manual configuration, and then below that there will be add to Apple School Manager or Business Manager. This is to add the device using Apple Configurator to Apple School Manager, Apple Business Manager account. But you will have to have an Apple Business Manager account. And then below that, we always select supervised devices, as a supervised device will allow you to add more restrictions when adding the profile for Mobile Guardian. The option below that, allow devices to pair with computers. We suggest to keep that checkbox ticked. In the case that the device gets blocked out or not connected to Wi-Fi, then you will have the Apple Configurator allow it to reset the device in that case. So those two checkboxes are ticked. You can click Next. I have many schools on my MDM that I've set up previously. You do have the option to do not enroll to an MDM. That will just, of course, make the device supervised. But in this case, we want to set up an MDM and then use Apple Configurator to enroll it to MDM. So we go to the bottom, we click on New Server. Once you selected New Server, it will basically ask you for a name and the hosted URL. The name will generally be the school's name, and then the URL is the URL you copied from the Mobile Guardian dashboard previously. You can paste that in there, but just make sure there's no spaces at the front of the H, as I have a space, and that can cause an issue with enrolling or installing using Apple Configurator. So I've typed in my name of my school. I typed in the host name that I got from Mobile Guardian, or copied the URL from Mobile Guardian dashboard and pasted in there. The next step is to click Next. Once we click Next, it basically fetches the certificates from the URL that we copy in. In this case, we're going to click on the Mobile Guardian certificate, and then we're going to click Next once again. The organization is basically the school's name. In this case, I'm going to use Mobile Guardian. If you don't have an organization set up, you can set up a new organization by giving it the name. It might ask you for your um, Apple ID. So I've set one up, selected Mobile Guardian. I'm clicking next. Okay, so these steps are basically the setup steps that normally when you reset the iPad, this will appear on the iPad setup screen. So I'm just going with the default settings, which you can see is as the language, region, preferred language, keyboards, dictation, safety in terms of address. So I'm going to click on prepare. Once I click on prepare, this will send a message to the device. The device will basically reset, and then Apple Configurator will, of course, set up the device. So here's another pop-up screen that will, of course, erase everything on the device. So once the device is erased, all your configurations that you have set up on Apple Configurator will now be pushed through to the device. This may take between 5 minutes to 10 minutes depending on how the connection is. So you'll see the iPad now disappeared because it has been now reset. So once the iPad resets and come back online, the MDM settings will then be pushed through to a device. Once a configuration setup has been done on Apple Configurator, the device eventually will reset. And of course, the default screen, the hello screen, will appear on the device. All you need to do is then go through the basic setup of adding the country, the language, and then adding the Wi-Fi to the device. Once you add the Wi-Fi and you click next, the next screen that will appear is the remote management screen. And on the remote management screen, that's the indication that Mobile Guardian is now on the device and the device is now enrolled. So the next step is just to click next on the remote management screen. Once you click next on the remote management page on the device will then pull through the configuration that you set up on Apple Configuration. And then on your Mobile Guardian dashboard to confirm if the device is enrolled, you click on Devices. And once you click on Devices, you can see there your iPad is now enrolled via Apple Configurator. So your enrollment is now complete. Well done, you have successfully completed the enrollment of your iOS device via Apple Configurator to your Mobile Guardian dashboard.